Hey guys, welcome back to the Espresso Outlet YouTube channel, and we have something that's really exciting to share with you today. We have the Turin Gallatin, and I'm sure you're like, well, we've already heard of that. This is the Turin Gallatin dual boiler. So I know quite a few people that have been maybe waiting for the dual boiler or kind of wanted to see what it would look like before they make a decision on which model they're going to buy. So here we have it, the Gallatin dual boiler. So it's exactly as the name sounds. It has two boilers, one for the brew and one for the steam. And each boiler is controlled independently with the PID at the bottom. So you can set your temperature for your brew as well as your steam. You get that nice stable temperature. So let's just take a step back. About a year ago, we came out with the original Gallatin, and it's been a fantastic machine. It's a very affordable price. I think in the early days, people were like, the price is so good. Is it just going to be thin metal and cheap? And I can tell you that the metal on this machine is probably a little bit nicer than some of the other Italian-made machines out there. So that's when we originally came out with the Gallatin. Now we're calling that model the Gallatin V, as it has a vibratory pump in it. Fantastic machine. It has an Italian Oca pump in it. So I mean, people are a little bit maybe concerned, what random part are they putting in there? A lot of these, it's the same parts that Italy sources. The pump is actually from Italy. So fantastic machine, the original Gallatin, now the Gallatin V. And then soon after, we came out with the Gallatin R, which the R stands for a rotary pump. And it's essentially the same as the Gallatin V, except with that rotary pump and the flow control valve. So you are getting quite a bit more. It does come at a little bit of a premium price, but that's really not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the Gallatin dual boiler. And even myself, I was kind of thinking that they're going to have to make the machine a little bit bigger. It's going to look quite a bit different. And when I pulled it out of the box, I set my other Gallatin right next to it, and it's the same body. It's the same great machine that we've been selling for quite a while that everyone loves. So here we have the Gallatin dual boiler. It has the flow control valve, the joysticks, the PID, and two stainless steel boilers. If you want to see the full list of specifications, I'll have it on the website. We will touch a little bit about that before this video ends. Now let's just do kind of maybe a quick top to bottom of this espresso machine. You have your water reservoir on top that can be taken out. I believe it's 1.7 liters, so quite big. And the height, it's really not that tall. It's about 15.5 inches tall and about, I believe, 17 inches deep. So it is going to fit on your countertop. People that have cabinets, make sure to measure before you buy it, but typical in the United States is at least 18 inches. So let's say you're wanting to plumb this machine. That is also something that comes as a standard feature. It has a small valve underneath the machine right here, as well as the water inlet right here. Now, we do recommend using some sort of a water softener or having a professional come out to your house and actually test your water. We don't want your machine getting lots of scale in it very quickly, which it will happen, and it will ruin your machine. So you do have that option as standard, and as part of that drain kit, you do get the drip tray drain as well, and that all comes in the box. You might have to have a couple of fittings to connect to your actual source, maybe a valve, but it comes with everything else. Taking a step towards the front, we have our flow control valve, and this comes standard on this espresso machine, which I don't really see on too many brands. I think there might be an ECM or Profitec that does it, and it's a $3,000 plus machine. The other one that comes to mind is the Lillet Bianca. So this comes with it standard, and at the price point, we'll cover that kind of towards the end. It's really fantastic. You do have your pressure gauge. This is the pressure gauge so that you can actually see the pressure of your puck as you're brewing it and as you're adjusting your valve. So if you're wanting to manually do a long pre-infusion, maybe swing it over the side, do a slow pre-infusion, ramp it up to pressure, and kind of go towards the middle to get that nice smooth espresso shot. So a really nice feature. It is on the Gallatin R, but we did have it on the Gallatin dual boiler. Next, you have joystick style controls for both the steam and the hot water. And you can see, you can kind of pull it down a little bit and get maybe just a little bit of steam, a little bit more manageable, but you can lock it into place if that's something you're wanting to have a little bit more control of your pitcher hands-free. And it does lock in any position, so it's not a big deal. The same thing for your water tap. This is a no burn steam wand. It comes stock with a 3-hole tip. Really fast steaming. It's probably too fast for a beginner, but I've just found it to be fantastic. Nice dry steam with that second boiler. Next thing to take a quick look at, I see a lot less machines providing gauges anymore, and with the PIDs you kind of don't need them, especially when you have this front and center brew head pressure gauge. But one gauge is really good for telling you when your boiler is up to temperature, and the other one is really just kind of your pressure before the flow valve. So you'll know what your flow valve is, and you'll know your pressure, and it'll help you dial in your pucks. I do recommend just having it wide open, having kind of like that flat 9-bar shot to dial in your grinders. But it does have those two gauges, which they look nice, and I like that they put them up high. Next, in the middle, we have just the classic E61, fantastic looking E61. It has the dual spout portafilter with the walnut handle, so it looks very attractive in your kitchen. That's really the only option that you have with all these machines, is the walnut on your joysticks, as well as your portafilter handle. But I think a lot of people like that. I know I really enjoy seeing that walnut. Next, kind of hidden down here, we'll take a closer look at it, and we're actually going to do another dedicated video on this, but you have your PID controller. And as I mentioned earlier in this video, the PID, it does quite a few things on this machine. So to begin with, it's going to control the temperature of both your brew as well as your steam boiler. And that's kind of common sense. That's what you would expect in a machine like this. Becoming pretty much the standard for any machine with a PID, it also doubles as your shot timer. So when you lift your group head lever, it's going to start your shot timer. This machine has an eco mode. So if you were to go away for a few hours, however you set it, it's not going to completely shut off the machine, but it will have it so that it can recover maybe in 5 to 10 minutes versus a 30-minute heat up. Last but not least, and it's kind of unique on an E61 machine, but I gotta say I don't hate it. This machine has a pre-infusion feature. The other Gallatins do as well. So if you're not wanting to use the paddle to do a manual pre-infusion, you can just kind of lift that lever, and you can set it for like a 3 or 5 second pre-infusion. I believe all the way up to 7 seconds, and it will do that every single time. So the espresso machine will do quite a bit for you in terms of that pre-infusion, which I really like. So if you're in the market for an espresso machine like this, one of the questions that you're probably asking yourself is, should I wait for this one, or maybe I should get the Gallatin V or the Gallatin R? But I really kind of need to know the price point of this espresso machine. And as of early November 2025, we're looking at $1,999, so about $2,000. So really attractive price point. You're getting all this. You're getting a dual boiler, the flow control, it's plumbable, you have your group gauge, joysticks, no burn. Really, it's an attractive machine. So what would I compare this to? I've owned all of these machines. I'd say it's really on par with like your R58 from Rocket. It's on par with the Quick Mill Vetrano that I've had for quite a few years. I really like the joysticks on the Vetrano, and I added the flow control for another, I believe, $225 when I bought it. It has a lot of the same features as the Lillet Bianca. I actually consider this machine, in my personal opinion, quite a bit nicer than the Bianca. So really attractive for 2,000 bucks. So I think this pretty much wraps up the video for today. Don't want to keep it too long. This is just really to introduce the machine. We'll do specifics on the PID and pulling some shots and some close-ups a different day. But if you have any questions or specific comments, make sure to drop them below, or you can email us at sales@espressooutlet.com. You can find it on our website. And again, if you enjoyed this video, it always helps us out. Like and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. We make the content regardless, but it's always kind of fun to have that community. So again, thank you for watching.